Welcome Central Region to the summer. It's exciting to be able to leave this message here for you. I'm going to be coming at you every week with a series of messages to just kind of help you frame in where you are each week in the summertime as you're going through this experience. I'll never forget what it was like for myself in 1989, going back that far, as a sales representative where, I was fumbling around in the newspaper. They actually had newspapers back then. I know we still got them. Anyway, I was fumbling around in the newspaper looking for an ad. I found this job, and really it changed the path or direction of my life. Now, I chose to stay in Vector for a long period of time. Some of you are going to be in the company for what I thought I was going to be, just a few weeks. That's what I was looking for through that summertime. But whether or not you develop a career with Vector or you stay with us just throughout the summertime, we hope that this experience is going to be actually something that you're going to take with you for the rest of your life. What we're about here in the Central Region, and really in Vector at large, is about helping people really explore what their talents are and what their skills are through this vehicle of being able to sell Cutco. You're going to be better at time management, you're going to be better at talking in front of groups of people, understanding the flow of business, the dynamics of that. Many of you are going to learn leaderships like you've never learned before. Hopefully you'll be able to do well enough that you can even learn a little bit more about what to do with your money, besides just paying for your education and of course going out on the weekend here and there. There's a lot of things you're going to learn by way of being associated with the organization. But what it's going to take is getting out there and doing the hard work. And that's one of the things that's exciting about Vector, is that you'll be able to learn how to, in essence, tap into something you might not have tapped into before. Although if you were an athlete, you knew how to do it. You had to dig deeper when you were at practice, and where it seemed to not mean a whole lot, whereas in the game it's a little easier to dig in, right? Well, that's going to happen. You're at home and you're on the calls, you're making the phone calls to try to book up your day to 2, 3, 4, 5 appointments. And when you do that, you might be by yourself, and it's one of those things where you have to challenge yourself. Other times, you're going to be maybe at a phone jam or in the office. It's a little easier to be inspired there because you're around others. But either way, the work is going to have to be your work. It's going to come from inside. You might want to go to your manager and say, hey, could you do me a big favor? Could you motivate me? I need to be fired up. And that's a good idea, no doubt about it. But primarily, motivation is something that comes from the inside. Even if it comes from the outside, the fire has to be lit inside. You will be inspired. Okay, it's not outspired. You are inspired from inside. Okay, and when that takes place, you're going to learn things about yourself that you've never learned before. And I want to tell you this right now: anything in life, if you don't feel a little self-inflicted pain, you're doing it wrong. Okay, if you're going to get better in the weight room, you're going to feel a little pain. That no pain, no gain thing. If you're studying a little bit longer, you're going to get that better grade, you know it. If you're committed, a little bit more committed to that relationship, you're going to make a sacrifice in that relationship. Well, it's the same thing in the workplace. Some of you haven't experienced that, others have a lot of work experience. And if you bring on that self-inflicted discipline, great things can come of it. So my question for you is, how great are you going to be this summer? What are you going to turn this summer in? And when it comes to the day before you're leaving for school and you look back on what took place these months before, are you going to say, I'm so glad I dove in, I'm so glad I did it that way, or are you going to have regrets? I encourage you to have the first choice there, to go for it, to make it big, to look back at the summer and say, I capitalized on this Cutco Vector opportunity, and I look forward to talking to you next week and seeing you at upcoming conferences.